This is a Fox News alert. We've been reporting in the theory that the Senate could start the process to end the partial government shutdown as soon as Thursday. But first, Republicans have to get a bunch of Democrats to vote with them on a bill that would fund the border wall, or Democrats get a bunch of Republicans to vote with them on a bill that doesn't, and the one that the president won't sign. So what are the odds either scenario actually plays out? Let's ask Wyoming Senator John Barrasso, the chairman of the Senate Republican Policy Committee. Good to have you with us, Senator.
Thanks so much for having me.
Okay, so 2 votes will happen this week. The first one is this plan that would provide all kinds of different funding for disaster relief for the wall. There may be some provisions for DACA Dreamers and also others under temporary protected status. What are the odds you get to 60 on that? You have 53 Republicans.
Well, this is the president's plan. This is the plan to open the government. It's the plan to secure the border as well. And he has in this a number of things that Democrats have asked for over the years, like protection for young people that have been brought here through no fault of their own, other people in the temporary programs that are here, things that the Democrats have wanted. And I think if other people other than President Trump had recommended them, Democrats would be embracing these things. But it does the important things that we need to do in terms of open the government as well as secure the border. This is the Republican plan. This is the plan that President Trump will sign if passed.
Can you get 7 Democrats, though? Can you get 1?
Well, we're still working on that. The vote's not till Thursday. We know there's some cracks in the armor on the House side. There are a number of Democrats that are saying, give the president the money, open the government. Nobody wins in these shutdowns. I think it's important to go forward. The president has done this. The proposal that the president has made, I mean, to me, it is fair. It's responsible. I think it's a good faith effort on the part of the president, and I support it.
Well, you know, no surprise that Democrats, before he even outlined the contours of the plan on Saturday, but we thought we knew this was sort of the package that was coming. They've said, no way, we're not going to do it. But there are also people now on the right who are frustrated. Dan Stein of the Federation for American Immigration Reform said this: trading any form of amnesty, that's the word he's using, for a small down payment on the border wall is not only a bad deal, but a betrayal of the trust of the American people. For the last 2 decades, Congress has promised to secure the borders, and it has repeatedly failed. There are a number of these groups on the right, and I know lawmakers that I've talked to who also view it this way, that this is amnesty and they don't think that's a fair deal.
Well, I don't view it as amnesty. You know, I think it's important to continue the construction of the wall, of the barrier. We have about 700 miles now over the 2,000 miles of the border. Nancy Pelosi has called it immoral. She has called it a luxury. But she didn't say those things when President Obama or President Clinton or President Bush were doing this. And to think all of a sudden that because President Trump wants to add another 234 miles at the 10 most important areas that border security says that our officials look at this, say we need it here. You know, I don't know where she's coming from with that. In terms of DACA, the other interesting thing, the hypocrisy of Nancy Pelosi in all of this is that she gave a speech on the floor of the House of Representatives last year. 8 hours she went on and said of DACA, it was immoral not to protect them. Well, President Trump is proposing a protection for them, a 3-year, to beyond the presidential election. So she ought to be embracing that as well. But to me, this is not amnesty. This is something that we need to do to work together. We have divided government, a Republican Senate, which has grown in numbers, a Democrat House, and this is what the American people have voted for. They want solutions. They want the government open and the border secure.
I want to quickly ask you about the State of the Union, because the president may talk about these things. He says he's doing the State of the Union, or he's doing a speech next week. We don't know whether they'll work it out. So this does happen on the House floor, as was the original intent from the Speaker and the invitation from her. What do you think you should do next week?
Well, you know, this shows Nancy Pelosi plays politics with everything. First, she invited the president. She's withdrawn
Well, she's asked him possibly to postpone.
Well, we would love to have him in Wyoming to give the State of the Union on Tuesday. He can go
Can you get
other
all
places.
535 there? Members of Congress? Wyoming is beautiful.
Well, we'd have 15,000 people at the event center for sure. So people would love to see him there. The president's going to do what he's going to do. I'm going to be supportive of his efforts, and I think he's going to do the right thing, and I support what he's doing to open the government.
All right, Senator, we'll see. We'll watch those votes very closely on Thursday.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming in.